Insuring tennis centers can be quite the racket. But for agents who insure these facilities, they really need to know the risks involved so as to be able to better serve their clients. According to Best Underwriting and Loss Control Resources, tennis clubs tend to be social and athletic establishments that involve participants paying membership fees. They can be multi-acre resorts featuring both indoor and outdoor courts. Sanctioned tournaments can be held at these clubs, and lessons are routinely offered to learn the game. For those companies who insure tennis clubs, they really need to know and understand the risks involved.
Well, the biggest inherent risk is obviously the liability for injury to a player while playing. Safety obviously is very important, and also making sure the insurance, they have all the right coverages that cover the club and the pro and the facility.
It's for that reason it's imperative that the agent has a relationship to the sport and a partnership with the insured.
We really look to have that partnership be a close relationship with our agent, and also a lot of communication, where if we have any questions or issues, we can quickly get answers, and also get their advice, because we want to depend on their expertise in this changing world of litigation. We like to have constant contact with our insurance companies.
One of the big risks for tennis clubs is business interruption, which scores a 4 on Best Hazard Index.
I've had several business interruption claims depending on the type of club. This club is a steel structure, so the roof is very strong, but I've even had a club have the roof newly built cave in one area. They couldn't play tennis on 2 of the courts for a year and a half until it was settled, and it was a big business interruption claim because obviously there's a lot of lost income. So yes, business interruption is very important.
Then there's the matter of workers' compensation, which scores a 5 on Best Hazard Index.
The main concern will be slips, trips, and falls. Workers could easily trip over a stray tennis ball or a piece of equipment. So it's important that floors are frequently checked to make sure that they're clear of debris and clutter.
Then there's professional liability, which ranks a 4 on Best Hazard Index.
Protects the instructor from decision making, where the kids are standing, how they're taking their racket back, are you separating them, can somebody get hurt like that? Also from a technical standpoint, let's say they teach them the wrong forehand and someone says they have rotator cuff surgery, because you taught me the wrong way. That would be a professional liability exposure.
Sometimes they have lessons for younger children, so if that's the case, then it's important that instructors are educated, and they should inform their students that if they ever experience pain or shortness of breath, that they should stop playing immediately.
And then there's general liability premises and operation, which gets a 5 on Best Hazard Index.
General liability premises is the grounds, outside walking around, snow and ice removal, parking lot issues, slip and fall on the tennis courts, right? If the tennis courts are dirty, if there's a lot of ball marks and someone slips. So yeah, there's a lot of premises liability, slipping in the lobby.
Well, you want to consider the court size when it comes to general liability. That's extremely important. You don't want players running into walls or running into other players. So the American Sports Builders Association recommends that courts are 60 by 120 feet.
It's important that an agent work with the insured to help them mitigate any risk that could cause a claim.
We train our staff to look out for any situation. We look at things from a safety factor point of view, and if they see something on the court, if there's a ball, if there's a can, if there's some debris, if there's somebody spills water or coffee, we immediately clean up those situations to avoid any slippage.
For insurance professionals, adhering to the Best Underwriting and Loss Control Resources Underwriters Checklist should help to make sure that the only court their clients need to be concerned with is a tennis court. For AM Best TV, I'm John Weber.